A Dutch company just built a supercar that weighs less than a Mazda Miata, but produces 600 horsepower. And it doesn't come with power steering, ABS, or stability control unless you specifically request them. This is the Donkervoort P24 RS. A machine that generates 2.3 lateral Gs, reaches 124 miles per hour in 7.4 seconds, 770 horsepower per ton. Donkervoort has been building lightweight sports cars in the Netherlands since 1978, evolving from Lotus 7 roots into something uniquely Dutch. The F22, named after CEO Dennis Donkervoort's first child, Philippa, sold out quickly despite its extreme nature. Now comes the P24 RS, named after his second child, Phoebe, born in 2024. This is the only road-going 600 horsepower supercar under the 1,000 kilogram barrier. 150 examples. Look at that silhouette. Long nose, short tail, exposed front wheels. Donkervoort's signature since the beginning, but evolved. Those wheels aren't exposed for aesthetics. They help drivers precisely place the front tires and judge suspension movement through corners. Then there are the aeroblade headlights that hide out of the airflow when not needed, swing-out LEDs that retract to reduce drag when unnecessary. It's functional theatre, beauty through engineering. The body is almost entirely carbon fibre, using Donkervoort's proprietary X-Core technology. Structural carbon with syntactic foam core, providing strength without weight penalty. An industry-first innovation, the Fort X front subframe structure, which is built in a single piece of X-Core carbon fibre, eliminating joints and adding rigidity. For track use, removable aerodynamic wings attached to the nose and rear, adding up to 198 pounds of downforce at 155 miles per hour. When you're done, simply remove them. The P24 RS generates floor-based downforce as standard, but those wings transform it from road weapon to track monster. Step inside, assuming you can navigate entry into something this low and focused, and you encounter Donkervoort's driver-first philosophy made physical. Lightweight Recaro seats accommodate drivers up to 6 feet 7 inches, important in the Netherlands, where that's practically average height. The twin Targa roof uses carbon fibre roof plates on either side of a removable, central X-Core carbon fibre bar, giving open-air freedom without structural compromise. The interior is dominated by physical buttons and dials. No touchscreens, no digital interfaces filtering your inputs. The removable steering wheel hosts many controls, keeping drivers' hands on the wheel. That wheel can be ordered with or without power assistance. Your choice between pure mechanical feedback or slightly less arm workout. And here's the surprise: 298 litres of luggage capacity, about the same as a compact hatchback, behind the rear seats. At the heart sits something unexpected: a modified Ford 3.5-litre twin-turbo V6. The same power plant used by the second-generation Ford GT, but heavily reworked. Here's what makes it remarkable. Donkervoort's proprietary engine management software gives drivers the power to choose between 400, 500 or 600 horsepower outputs. Dial down power for wet roads or learning the car. That V6 pairs with a 5-speed manual gearbox with optional auto rev matching, which you can turn off to show your heel-toe skills. Power feeds exclusively to the rear wheels through a Torsen limited slip differential. Dry weight comes in at just 1,720 pounds. That's lighter than a Miata, with more than 3 times the power. 770 horsepower per ton. Numbers that match hypercars without electrification or hybrid complexity. Here's what makes the P24 RS historically significant. It continues Donkervoort's record-breaking DNA. The D10 in 1988 set a world acceleration record. The D8 270 RS in 2006 shattered Porsche's dominance at the Nürburgring, setting a groundbreaking production car lap record. The F22 achieved 2.3 G of lateral acceleration at Circuit Zandvoort. The P24 RS matches that 2.3 G figure while adding 100 horsepower and improving usability. It's the culmination of nearly 50 years refining a single philosophy: eliminate weight, minimize inertia, deliver unforgettable experiences. CEO Dennis Donkervoort explains, "The less weight you carry, the less weight you have to stop, turn and accelerate, and the less fuel you use, the smaller the components can be and the more intimate the car can be for its driver." With only 150 specimen at $353,000 and more than 50 already sold to customers in Europe, the US and Middle East, this isn't mass production. It's automotive art. But here's the question. Is a car this extreme commercially viable? Or is Donkervoort building for a vanishing audience? No power steering, skid control, torque vectoring, or automatic brake assist as standard. Even ABS is optional. In an era of driver aids and safety nannies, the P24 RS is deliberately analog. You grip that removable steering wheel, press start. The Ford V6 erupts, not refined luxury, but purposeful mechanical violence. You select first in that 5-speed manual. No rev matching, you're doing this yourself. You release the clutch. 600 horsepower hits 1,720 pounds. The acceleration isn't just fast, it's violent, compressive, overwhelming. First corner. Turn-in is immediate. No wait, no delay, just physics. You're generating 2.3 lateral Gs, your body compressed against the seat bolsters, the chassis communicating every millimetre of tyre slip through your hands. This is what driving feels like when nothing is filtered, mediated or softened. Most manufacturers chase numbers through electrification, all-wheel drive, adaptive everything. Donkervoort achieves hypercar performance by eliminating mass. Every component questioned, every gram justified. This is the anti-hypercar, proving you don't need 1,500 horsepower or electrified torque vectoring. You need 600 honest horsepower, 1,720 pounds, and the courage to remove every barrier between driver and machine. The Donkervoort P24 RS won't sell in huge numbers. That's not the point. It exists to prove that in a homogenized automotive world, there's still room for manufacturers building cars that demand everything from their drivers. So here's my question. Do we need more companies willing to build cars this uncompromising? Or is Donkervoort the last of a dying breed building machines the market no longer wants? If you believe driving should require commitment, subscribe.